Brothers, sisters, if I may borrow your attention for but a moment. In our life, how do we start a spiritual path? How do we begin the spiritual path that will lead us to greater realization, greater union with God, the gods, the spirits that we're interested in? It starts with realizing that we don't know anything. This is a very difficult thing to realize because from the moment we are born, we are taught this word means that. This is the term that we use when we're feeling bad, when we're feeling good, when we're describing somebody we don't like or that we like. And once we start to examine vocabulary, we start to see that there is an inherent flaw in our language, our ideology, which comes from our understanding of language. English, in this case, for those of us who speak English in the United States. Now, to truly begin your trek along your spiritual path, you have to realize that you don't know anything. This happened to me when I was about 8 years old, and I started to really try to understand everything differently. I started to desire the truth behind reality, behind existence itself. Now, the simple fact that we are here right now it's a miracle. Now, whether you think that it is your understanding of God that has provided this miracle, your understanding of the gods, spirits, or you think that it's purely scientific and there is no supernatural aspect to reality. It is amazing that we stand here right now. We stand in defiance of all the things that could have come instead of us. But here we are. And once we realize that this possibility that we're a part of is so rare, we start to accept life as being spectacular. Even the mundane things, even the things that we feel are everyday, like just eating, going to work, being able to talk to this or that person. The fact that that person and you had such a small percentage of existing makes every single interaction spectacular. Now, when we advance upon our spiritual path after realizing that we don't know anything, we take one step at a time. We say, okay, I'm gonna look at this part, this understanding from this culture, and then this culture. Look at what this religion believes, this spiritual path believes. And then we slowly piece together the things that we think we don't know. Now, notice I'm not saying that you start to know things. It's that you start to make your best guess. And that's really what our beliefs are, our best guesses. Because once we say that we know something, that's when we start to put up those barriers. That's when we start to put up those walls that ultimately take our spiritual path to the gutter. You can say, okay, I know that my religious beliefs are correct. You place a wall. I know my political beliefs are correct. You place a wall. I know who I am. You place a wall. I know that everything that I see, feel, and sense is completely accurate. Another wall. And you box yourself in. And your understanding of time and space can create the other two walls up and down, well, floor and ceiling, to where you are completely isolated from reality because you did not accept that there are things you still have to learn. So, starting from square one is where we all have to begin our spiritual path. And, I started my true spiritual path much later in life. Well, I started early on, but it led me to the beginning of my true path. I started at 8 years old, started studying, and then eventually I started to realize that, okay, this is what makes the most sense to my heart and my mind, my logic and my compassion. Hinduism. And I found my path, and I advance upon it. I don't want everyone to believe as I do. I want everyone to find their own path, the path that they belong in, the path that is meant for them. And then once they find that wondrous way of walking through reality, then that's when the real fun begins. And one step from where I was to where I am now, that is maybe one step, if not less. There are so many steps in this journey towards unification with the divine, becoming a piece of the divine, that it may become overwhelming once you start to realize it. But take heart. You have many chances. If reincarnation is correct, which I believe it is, we have many chances to get it right. We have many times in which we can do trial and error again and again and again. This doesn't mean that you should waste time, because to be this person now, try to make this life matter, this person that you are right now matter in the grander scheme of your soul. And once your soul gets more attuned to where, its direction lies, and getting in tune with your soul is its own matter. But once your soul gets attuned to its path, then it stops just recording, and it starts aiding you along your spiritual journey. This journey will last a long time. Plan for a long trek, even in this one life, let alone all the lives before and all the lives after. But to accept your spiritual nature and not your material nature is to catapult yourself towards true contentment, true freedom in this world. Because your spiritual destiny is infinite. Your material confines are right now, but you can break those away. It all starts with severing attachments to all the things that we tend to love in this world, think we love, but really, it's just craving and aversion. Thank you very much for watching. Consider this, and all of you, have a great day.